Hello and welcome. I hope you're doing okay. Today's exciting episode is a beading video. I take this jacket that I finished actually quite some time ago and I finally bead it.
It's
Yay!
perfect. Perfect jacket.
So here is the unbeaded jacket. It is a Linton tweed. I bought it, oh gosh, maybe a decade ago, 10 years ago, something like that. And yeah, it's the same colours as the first Chanel tweed I ever made up into a jacket. So yeah, that's why I bought it. Plus, I just love those colours. And these are the beads I'm thinking of beading it with. I've got a silver sequin fabric that I also want to use these colours of beads on, so, hence the massive bag of beads. I got a bit carried away when I poured them all into one big bag. So yeah, the larger ones are going to be on a different jacket, but this is the general mix. I also found some other ones. So yeah, I've started taking the big beads back out just so it was more manageable. I'm not sure about these. Should I save them for the other one or put them in this one? These ones, gorgeous colours. The Cinderella blue, I'm going to save for a separate one. So I'll use some of these little Cinderella blue ones in this one, but a lot of them I'll save for a different jacket because I've got some flowers and other beads in that colour. And yeah, it would just be beautiful to have an entire jacket out of those coloured beads. Like not with tweed, just entirely beads. But I'm not sure where I'm going to find all the time to make these things. So I think they all go really well. This one, I think it might be a little bit too bright. I love the beads, but I think I'll save them for one of the other ones, like the silver sequin jacket with the aqua green and blue beads on there. That would be perfect for that. These ones, maybe, I don't know, I'll keep them there and see how much of that sort of grassy green colour I need. So yeah, as I said, I'll take a few more of the bigger ones out, and the cornflower blue or Cinderella blue, but apart from that, I kept most of the other ones in. So here we go. You can see I've taken the big ones out and the pearls out. I've kept in those tiles though with the grass green and the cream because they're going to be perfect to use on this. And I bought a bag of them once and there's a very limited amount of tweeds you could actually use them on, and this is one of them. So I'm definitely going to try and use them up on here. I'm not sure I'll be able to use all of them, but I will give it a try. So yeah, a mix of, they're sort of small, medium, not small, not medium, sort of halfway in between the two. So yeah, I'm happy with this mix. It's going to, because there's going to be like hundreds and hundreds of them, it will add a substantial amount of weight. But because they're sort of on the small side of medium, it's going to be a reasonable amount of weight. So here we go. I put them in a freeze bag, double bagged it, 2 freeze bags, and I've just got a handful out at each time. And if I need more of those little plastic ones, they're there. So now I'm just beading them one row at a time. It is a very slow process. It's always a choice whether you want to go on the coloured lines or the plain green ones. So I've gone on the coloured lines and yeah, just every inch or so I'm doing a bead. And then the next line, I skip a line, and then the next line of beads is the alternate space. So yeah, it's going to fill out nicely, but as I said, this will take me forever. So I am going to go do some beading and I will be back when it's slightly more impressive to look at, but I think it's adorable to start with. And yeah, I started on the back because the start's always a little bit rough. You don't know where you're going or how often you should space the beads apart. So yeah, I shall be back. So I did a few hours more work and now I've done about a third of the back in this bit of footage here. And yeah, so I've settled into a rhythm. I've actually done about half the jacket now myself, editing me, and I'm sort of doing this part of the video. So yeah, the front sections, the beads are a tiny bit further apart and I use the slightly bigger beads, but I like this for the back. It's like, so the front and the back will have the same weight, but these beads aren't, yeah, there's slightly smaller ones. So this is a little bit later. And as you can see, the front ones, I sort of matched where the lines go by going over the shoulder and then come down the front. And they're a little bit further apart. I just think it looks slightly chic, more chic, when they're a little bit further apart. That said, I have used some fish on the front. Unfortunately, I think I only had about 8 of them and I used 6 of them on one side. So I haven't done the other side yet. Hopefully I'll be able to scrounge around and find a few more of those fish beads because they're very cute. But I should have saved some for the other side. Anyway, and then I went into the night and did some more beading. And now I've done some of the arms. So with the arm, what I did was found the center of the arm and I beaded that bit, and then I worked to the left and worked to the right because it's a 2-piece sleeve, so you have to do the outer piece first and then the undersleeve second, just to get the get all the beads in the right spots. If you're trying to attempt this yourself, that's the best way to get an even spread of beads around the whole thing. And now I'm just showing you it from the side. As I just said, I'm only on the outer sleeve now. The undersleeve I will do, but you got to get the outer sleeves right first and then do the undersleeve. So I think I'll probably do the left and the right first of the outer sleeves and then do the underarm bits. But I'm really happy with the back, almost finished the back, almost, and then I just have the other front to go. The problem with the fronts is you have to match your second front to your first front, so it does take a little bit more time. So hopefully I'll finish this video on time. It's really subtle from far away, but I think that's kind of what I wanted. I was thinking about adding silver in there, but the silver jacket with this aqua style beading on it is, yeah, it's very singular and really unique, and I wanted this to have its own personality. So yeah, this is it from far away. You can hardly even see the beading, and that's kind of what I like, because I love a beaded jacket, but I also like it when other people don't think it's obnoxious enough, so they don't comment, sort of thing. They just let it pass. I'd much prefer that because I bead them for me, not, to garner attention. So long story short, I am happy with the way this is coming along, and now I just have to finish it. So I will go do yet more beading, and I may show you a little more progress, or I might be back once it's done. Okay, both the fronts are done, but one sleeve and the undersleeve of the other side aren't. But I will put it on here just to check that the two fronts are even. I did check it as I was doing it the whole way through, so it should be. And yeah, it's not bad. As I said, there's only one fish on this one. I just found another fish, so I think I'll put the spare fish on the cuff of this arm. But yeah, they're even and I like it. And there's the fish. So yeah, I love it. The vanilla is coming across a lot more than I thought it would. So now I have to go do the arms. But yeah, it's really beautiful. It's very understated. I'm so tempted to just double down and do twice as much, but I will not. Okay, so here we go. I finally finished everything. And the next step is to just pin back the silk and hand stitch that down, and also on the cuffs, on the sleeves. But I was losing the light, so I'm going to film all this first and do the video, and then I will hand stitch the silk in. So it's just sitting in place at the moment. It's not actually hand stitched, but yeah, it's finished. Ta-da! I really like this. I didn't use as many beads as I thought I would, but it is a decent weight. It's not heavy, but it does have a decent weight, so it will sit when the jacket has the weight of beads or like a really thick chain around the bottom. It just sits against your body so well, and it just looks even more perfectly fitted than, obviously I did this is like the 100th jacket that I've done off this particular Vogue 7975, But originally, to get the jacket to fit perfectly, I did work on it quite a lot. So it is a well-fitted jacket to begin with. But when you weight it with beads, the jackets just sit so beautifully. So I've shown you the front, the side, one side, and this is the back. And yeah, so as you can see, under the arms, I've used flatter, smaller beads. And this is the other side. And this is the one with the fish at the back of the cuff. But yeah, I really love how those tile beads with the grass green detail on them, the motif on them, they sort of look like sort of vanilla-y. The sort of yellow colour woven into the aqua tweed. It's really pretty. And very understated. Like from far away, I don't think most people would realise that there were beads on there, and that's awesome. I like understated things that are incredibly bling, but also, yeah, if you're interested in, elevated sewing, you'll notice it, but if you're not, then you won't. I really like that about a lot of my jackets, not all of them. If you saw the last episode, which was a fabric haul with a yellow theme. So I think most of the fabrics were yellow, and you can sort of see them in the back there. And on the sideboard, I had this floral jacket. And then with one of the fabrics, the bug fabric, I made a dress. And yeah, so this outfit is very extra. And so is this jacket by itself. It's very fabulous. But even this one, like even this floral jacket, compared to how much work there is in there. So these bead clusters, you hand make each of those individually, and there's about 40 of them in there. And then once they're made, you wrap them in tulle and you hand stitch them in when you hand stitch all the flowers in. And I mean, it's just like a month of work. And yeah, when you look at it, it's just, I don't know, there's just so much work in there that you don't see any of it sort of thing. It's that Sistine Chapel thing. You sort of go, that's nice. And you don't really think about how much work there is in there unless you understand the technique. That's the kind of garment that I really enjoy making. So this one is done, and I actually have quite a lot of beads left over. I was very tempted to double down on the beads here, but I like it the way it is. I can't quite believe it's finally finished. I started making this such a long time ago. And yeah, and once I'd made the jacket, I thought I might have fringe, then I took it off again. And so these are all the beads that I have left over, quite a lot. And I think there's no way I'm going to use them up by the end of this year, which was kind of what I was hoping to do. But I think I will try and use them. Oh, well, the Cinderella blue one, that's a separate one. But all these other ones, I think I might try to use them in one just beaded jacket. So I think I'll make it out of maybe 3 or 4 layers of netting. And there won't be any tweed, it will just be netting, so it'll be see-through. But then I'll bead it so heavily that you won't be able to see through and see the silk lining. I think, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this short video that covers such a massively long, intricate process of beading. And I'm just so happy that this is done. And it looks lovely. It's so understated. I love it. The next one's going to be completely over the top and very bling with all those oversized pearls. It's going to be ridiculous. A lot of them are big hollow plastic ones. So the weight, I'm not concerned about the weight, but it's just going to be ridiculously fabulous. Anyway, thanks again for watching. And yes, I think the next video will be me actually making a tweed jacket. So much hand sewing. Okay, happy sewing.